you, welcome to Geekism and welcome to Evil Genius, the first one. I want to point out I don't have early access to the sequel that is coming at time of recording in about a month time. This one is purely to scratch that itch while we wait and take a look at it, because there's going to be a few people here even on the channel who don't remember the original Evil Genius, a classic in the tycoon management simulation kind of game. It's a dungeon management game, really, the likes of Dungeon Keeper being the other sort of prominent title. We're going to go Maximilian. He's just the boy, isn't he? We're going to dive in. You play the bad guy in this movie, and you are given an underground base that you have to sort of carve out and set up. You run your minions around and you go out into the world and do evil deeds. This game's a bit old now. It's about 15 years old, I think, maybe even a little bit more than that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the sequel to it, developed by Rebellion, is going to be available in just a month. And we're going to be covering it loads here on the channel, and I thought it would be a good thing to come in and see as we go. So, I can't remember any of the controls. There we go. And WSD doesn't move the camera around, but these ones do. That's weird. Okay, so here's our little buddy. Here's our little dude, Maximilian. Very sort of Blofelty kind of character. We've got some cash there, and we've got some suitcases to move it around. But we're going to start off by having a look into our base. So here's the space we've got to work with. It's not a great amount of space. It's actually one of two islands. One thing I will say now is I don't know whether this is going to be a complete playthrough where we complete the game, but there is one of those already on the channel. We covered this way back when, so make sure you head over. I'll put a link in the description.
Select the evil genius and cycle through your henchmen.
Oh yes, that's fine. I have no interest in doing that. So yeah, you might want to check out the full series. You can do that over there. So, corridor. Let's put some corridor in. We'll start off with, this is horrific. I don't want any of this here. I just clicked a little happy. Corridor, we'll bring it down to about there, I think. Before we do anything else, I think we'll just start with a bit of corridor, and then we'll go into a barracks from there. So, you go ahead and build that. Unfortunately, here's one thing I will say about this original game is it's pretty slow going to start off with. There's going to be a lot to deal with later on, but to begin with, it's a pretty slow process. This corridor, now it's being built, our minions run here and take the cash. Once they've got the cash, they go and pop it into this depot here, and they come back with some dynamite. Then this dynamite goes into the hole and hopefully blows that corridor up. I reckon it's probably only one set of dynamite will do that. In the newer game, the minions have these sort of awesome guns that will break down rock and make items appear and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, to begin with, it's a little bit of a slow process, honestly. But they're going to go in there and hopefully go bang, bang, bang. There we go. That gets blown up. We then get a net over the top as one of them goes in and fixes it. But luckily, this doesn't take long. And they come out, and we now have a shiny bit of corridor. Check it out. There we go. So from that corridor, we can now build a barracks, which is one of the first rooms we need. We do have to think a little bit about the sort of how bad the rooms look as far as the forces of justice are concerned. But barracks, luckily, is one of the lower, problems wise. Let's place some items in. So we need some. We'll put a door on. Yeah, let's. We put that there. There we go. And we'll get some lockers along the back here. I think lockers. I think we can shift click to place down multiples. Can we? Yeah. There we go. So lockers allow us to have more people, and then beds give those people somewhere to stay, somewhere to sleep at night time. So we'll put those down. That gives us 9. That gives us 18 people. At the moment, we have 3. So I'd say that's a pretty decent start. There we go. Obviously, the room has got to be blown out first before anything else happens. I don't think we can actually look at our people yet. Oh, we can. There we go. Yeah, currently 3 is the maximum. So we're allowed. Total capacity is 5. There we go. We'll might as well up that to 5 then, and that'll pop up once a minute. We gain 1. We can pay more to have them come quicker, but for now, 1 a minute is fine because we're a little strapped on cash. We've only got $250,000. That room's going to get blown out. And they're already running to grab the cash needed for these things. So you'll see they go white as somebody's working on it. So somebody's gone to take the cash for the security door. There's one of them. He's thinking about what he's doing, but there he goes. And then we've got a bed, and a locker on its way. You can't actually control these minions. You can click them, and you can get some info about them. This guy here, Ralph Scott's got full health and everything. And I can, if I want to, send my minions to kill him or capture him or knock him out. Don't need any of that sort of thing happening. But you can't actually tell them specifically where to go. The only people you can do that with are Maximilian himself, who I'm going to leave there for now, I think. Actually, no, we'll bring him down here into the bunker. We'll start moving him further and further into base, because if he dies, it is game over. And then we also have these henchmen, Jubei being our first one, and again, he has the ability to do some special things. He's basically our sort of bodyguard, and we can directly tell him to go places, and he will run around, and we're going to be able to hire other henchmen as we go on later on too. These guys are bad guys. Well, good guys, I guess. Bad guys as far as we're concerned, but they're just inspectors, and they're morons. They're going to just walk around until we do something with them, I think. They're just showing us that they exist. So now we can have more of these. We now have a capacity. Eventually, we're going to have a capacity of 18. So I'm going to set that to 18, because by the time this number gets up to 18, we'll have all those beds in place. So yeah, I'm going to say that that's fine. Now, one thing we can do is put some items in this corridor. We can build a door here as we come in. And then this corridor could also come down here if we wanted to. We can add on to it later on. But for now, I'd say that's it. So what else do they want us to do? We have a locker. Yeah. We need the control room, of course, and eliminate the... So we're going to eliminate these, but we're not going to worry about that just yet, because while these are here, no others will turn up. So we can kind of just let them potter about and hope they don't really see any nasty stuff, which they shouldn't. So let's build some more corridor. And what we're actually going to do, what size space have we got here to do with? I can't do what I wanted, but what we can do is... we can just do one there. Okay, I didn't really plan this ahead very well. We can't do them in multiple goes, but what we can do is we can add little bits of corridor like this. And then with these little bits of corridor, we can stick a door on them, which will get these guys messing around with doors that lead to nowhere. And also, later on, we're going to be able to place guards at these doors. So it means we can always have a few people sat around the entrance to the base. There's an argument that maybe this is a little too easy to get into the barracks so early. But I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to carry on the corridor down here into... yeah, probably that. And what we can do is actually link all this together and stick a door either side of this just to really wind people up. That's pretty good. And then how about we send it down this way as well? But it will actually open up into a room here. As far as the control panel room is concerned, I think we're going to need that. That needs to be quite safe, because the control panel is one of the sort of more important rooms. Barracks, at the moment, yeah, we can only build a control room and a strong room. So I actually don't want to do... We're going to have to do... What I was going to do was have a mess hall here eventually that people would have to come through. That doesn't look like it's going to be an issue, so let's do it this way instead. There we go. Pretty big space, but it will work out pretty good in the end. And then we'll do a pretty decent sized control room here. And honestly, when it comes to just cutting into the wall like that, I just kind of think it looks good. So we're going to take this a little bit that way. There we go. Yeah, I don't think you can have islands, or if you do, they have to be too wide, do they? See, that looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? I might do that just with that thing in the middle. And we can always bomb that out if we need to later. Okay, let's do it this way then. Let's take that. Oh, we need to cancel that room, do we? This one. Cancel you. Let's try you again. Yeah, that's better. And then that does leave a space here for a mess hall and maybe even extension of the barracks down here later on as well. But for now, that's pretty good going. And then we'll start getting some doors in all of these places because it just acts as a rat trap, a maze for our investigators to get stuck down. And we can even just do like we can do that, and they'll get stuck in a little loop there, breaking through. They're already just running down there already. Look, and they will just. It's just basically just a dead end trap, and we can even later on stick some traps down here as well. Okay, now let's start planning out what's going to go in this room once it opens. We've got a control panel, memory banks, and a time clock. So we always put a time clock by the door, like so, because that's useful. And then memory banks, let's have some memory banks down this side and this side. And then the panels, I think if we go, I'm going to leave a little bit of the back wall empty there because later on we will unlock screens and stuff that we can put there. So instead we'll do something like this. Maybe not that one memory bank there. The most practical design here, I won't lie. But I like it. We're gonna I mean we can put, let's put one there and maybe expand that way later in the future maybe. Yeah, let's do that then.
Important information will be relayed to you via the message bar and
I know how to play the game. I've played this many times. Right, this is going to take a little bit of building, so we'll jump ahead through the magic of editing. So that's built and everyone's running off to grab all their bits. The interesting thing here is that you're not allowed to build a power generator until the power goes out. It's a bit of a funky design, but sure, okay, let's go. We'll build a corridor down this way, and then we want the power plant to be kind of right in the middle. Again, one of those rooms that you really don't want, problems in. So it's definitely worth sort of sticking it back a little behind a couple of good doors. So we'll do that there, power plants. And again, I want to try and make it a decent size so that, it's got scalability. So I'm going to do something like that because I think one of the things is a capacitor that will fit 2 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll do then. 2. Yeah, isn't that big actually, is it? Maybe we will have that one extra there to help move around. Okay, we'll start with that, sure. And then inside there, yeah, we've got these power generators. Oh, they're 3x3s. Later on, I think we're able to get better power. Does it say how much the generator actually creates? No. Okay. Oops. I would like a couple of generators. We'll do 2 to start off with. Oops. 2. And then we'll do some capacitors. These were the things I was thinking of. Down this wall here. 2, 2, 2. I know. There we go. Okay. I'll get started on that. We'll stick a door in there. There we go. And then once that's up and running, we'll actually be able to really start properly. Starts off the game, like I say, pretty slow, and people are just these dudes are able to just potter about. But like I say, they'll keep pottering until we're ready to do something about it. And right now we're not. We want to get this up and running, and we want to get some money coming in as well, because that's how we're going to start off with. At least that's how we're going to generate revenue, is by sending minions out into the field to steal, borrow, beg and plead and take. So that's going to be the plan. Oh, did we not put a gate in there? We should do. There we go. We now have a control desk, which is good, and we have a memory bank, which I think is the other thing that it needs. There we go. And we now have the world map available, and also the topside shack. Nice, which isn't, we don't really use that very often, to be honest. So we can now click this one. Yeah, there we go. And we can send people out here now because the power is out. those machines that we've just put into place aren't actually being used at all. So all of these question marks, look, question mark money, it's telling us here, look, we need to fill these up with control desks to be actually able to see what's going on in all these places, to know where's difficult, where's profitable, and all things like that. So all this stuff is being built, which is good, but really, until the power plant gets up and running, we're kind of sitting ducks. And here comes our first generator, which quite frankly couldn't happen quick enough because we are skint. We just have £20,000 of our $250,000 left. So what's going on here? This guy seems to be struggling a little. Are you going to pick it up? There we go. Oh, so they generate 15 each. So yeah, we did need 2 because we get 20 base. 15 each should put us on 50, and we are fully operational. Fantastic. And these guys have managed to get out of the way before all this kicks off. Okay, great. So now you'll find that people will start to come and find jobs to do. They'll start taking a seat at the memory banks, at the control desks, and all that sort of stuff. You'll see them sort of fluttering now, look, as they come. Go on, boys. There we go. Nicely done. You come and figure yourselves out there and get some work done, and then as you see, you'll now start having some of these start to populate. Not quite yet. I'm going to be on there a little bit longer. We've currently got 3 manned. There we go. We do those guys. Is it maybe while those people are in here we're not going to be able to do it? Let's see. That seems pretty well manned to me. There we go. Starting to generate energy up now.
You're running out of money.
I know.
Remember, you can send.
I know we're running out of money. Have we got anywhere? Oh, here we go. So there you go. So in the middle of Africa there, or North Africa as they call it, is a 4 money and 3, warning, sort of security level, I suppose. So it's a justice rating. There you go. How likely they are to come and do something about it. So what you really want there is something that is high money and lower justice, which obviously doesn't really happen because the greater the rewards, the lower everything else. So there's 9s and 7s, something like a 7-5 would be pretty sweet. We still don't have enough here. We need to get some more folks in the place. We've only got 14 people. Capacity is 14. Why is capacity 14? Because capacity is locker space, not beds. That's why. I was counting beds before. We need to add some lockers in somewhere. Okay, now one thing I remember being able to do is doing little strips. Can we not do that? We can do that. That's no good, is it? We could do little strips of barracks and just add in lockers in places. So that'll take 5 lockers. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, do that. No one then. Oops. No, shift click. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, start working. Okay, so in that case, I did forget that it's not beds, it's lockers. Can we do anything here to make this space a bit more? Can we move that to there? Move that to there and destroy that one. And that should be okay to then get another row of lockers here.
Object purchase order confirmed.
Yeah.
Warning, this object is inaccessible and must be moved if it is to be used.
It's only inaccessible now. It won't be accessible in a minute. So how about you just calm your passions, lady on the tannoy? Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll move those out, and then unfortunately everyone's run off from there, so this has all gone back down to zeros again. 9-7 Middle East. Do we go in there and get some money out of the place? We basically send people in and do some stealing. We send. I'm gonna send 4 people here. There we go. And we'll send them in to get a bit of cash. Hopefully it doesn't mess us up too much early on. Okay, people are bringing in lockers now. And that should be able to do capacity. So I wonder what... So capacity is... Do these do 2 each then? If the capacity... No, the capacity is 14. I mean, one of these for every person? That seems kind of ridiculous. Or is it 2? No, I just don't know. It was 3, wasn't it? We were allowed 3 people. So 11. So 4 of those is 11? Oh, I really can't remember how many. Well, let's see. There we go. We've got 2 more now. So we had 14. Oh, no, it's not that one, is it? Sorry. We had 14 and we've now got capacity 16. So yeah, it is. It's every one of those lockers is 1 person. That's insane. So 5, 10, no 6, 11. So 15 lockers when they're all operational. Let's have a look. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 there and now capacity is 20. So yeah, so we're allowed 10 without lockers. At least now we've got the capacity for some more folks because we need to get this thing stocked. We're allowed 100 people altogether. So I think the way you kind of want to do it is like 50 construction and then sort of go like 15, 30, 45 there. So no, maybe 30 construction. 45 there. 45, 50, 60, 75, 80, 85, 95, and then like 1 or 2 of each of these ones, like tops. It's probably how we're going to have to do it. Yeah, I remember the game being a little bit aggressive when it comes to that. So they're stealing. They're bringing in $1,600 every 60 seconds, which is, you know, not a terrible start. Because the other thing is, I think even though we're going to start raising our threat heat here, I don't think anyone else comes to the island before those 4 guys are wiped out. So technically, I could turn this, you know, turn the monitor off for the night, come back tomorrow to millions in the bank. I won't do that because, you know, it's a bit boring, isn't it? You can also generate money by doing fancy traps later on as well, which is pretty sweet. There we go. So we now have capacity of 25, so we'll pop that up to 25 workers. And then hopefully we should have 25. We basically should have 25 people sat in here now. They're not quite fully manned, are they? There's a couple, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then everyone else is just... Well, there's 4 out on the world, I suppose. 11, 12. Yeah. That's it, I guess. Alright, well. You are what you are. We're currently just okay on power. 13, 14, yeah, 17. So if that gets up to 25, that should be okay. But I don't believe... Oh, so strong room. Yeah, we could do with a strong room. We could do with bringing our cash much further into the place. So maybe something like that wouldn't be a bad idea. And what we can do then is say items, we do a door, and we can put the briefcase rack there, right? Because the money will render into this place. The money will move into it. But they don't actually have to get to the cash, the piles of cash that we have, the bullion look, which we have very little of right now, but that's where the bullion is. They just need to get to this briefcase thing. So you can actually put the briefcase at the front there, they'll come in through the door, they'll grab the briefcase, they'll run off again, and then the cash just automatically fills up in this space, you see. It's pretty neat. And I'm hoping we need a lot bigger space than that eventually, but for now, for our lowly beginnings, it'll be fine. I have absolutely zero idea how long this video is because for some reason when I play this game it minimises my Audacity and that's what I use to record how long the video is. So I think we're going to leave it... Well, let's just get the stock room moved. Let's just get the money moved out of here and then we'll call it a day. And it looks like a bit of a mess, but honestly there is method in my madness. There really is. Capacity 25, we've currently got 19. Let's have a look. Is the world map operational now? Not quite. Look, there's still spots. But we just don't have enough info coming in. We still need a few more folks sat in there on the machines. Boom, 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 boom. We're sitting there on the machines. We could probably lose a few data banks, actually. Or I think we could do. Could we move you to there? That's neat. If we do that, we haven't really lost much use of the space, and we can get another 2 desks in there when we have the money for them, which we currently really don't. This room has cost us most of our cash. So yeah, I think I might have to let this one run a little bit just to give us a bit of a buffer. I mean, I'm not trying to scooch the system, but I do think we need a bit of cash in here before we can really move on. Probably do that one off camera, because how much are these going to be? Let's have a look. Control panels. I can't even afford the control panels we need there. We have $400 left, look. Oof. You cannot afford it, I know. But I think if I do that, it'll just get bought when we have the money, right? Pretty sure. A loan would be nice, you know, sort of bank that, you know, gives money to evil industries. Have we got? Is there like 1 gold bar sat there? There isn't even. Oh, we can now do a hotel hub, hotel wing, hotel lobby, hotel lounge. We're nowhere close to that. So in this game, the hotels, you just kind of build them out on the beach here somewhere where there's a bit of room. There's quite a good space there for one. You can always build it out there. But they just, and here maybe would make a good one. They just kind of don't really do much. Some guests will wander over to them and spend time in them, but in the new one it looks really good. They've actually built the hotel as the genuine front of the building, you know, not just the front, it's actually at the front. Oh, that's not great. Are you still able to? Are you just still stealing? We have 2,000. Yeah, it's just come in. Look, wow. So we're just gonna have to let you four steal until. Oh man, maybe we send a few more folks out. I know that's 9-7. I think Europe's 9-7 as well. Let's send a few folks to Europe to steal, and let's send a few to East Coast to steal as well, because we can't do anything without power. Even the back out power has gone there. Those capacitors were well worth the pennies, weren't they? Ah, so here's a problem. These guys are trapped now. They don't mind. They'll get out. But this guy might not. Okay. Can we move that? Okay. So here's the problem. I don't think I'm going to be able to move that back into place now without trapping somebody. Because they're always going to just stand... They're always going to stand this side of it, aren't they? He's not going to think to run to the door to move it. Let's have a look. What does he do? Jubei is also going to get trapped. Yeah, okay. Huh. I'm sure I've done that before in the past. I think I just didn't get people lucky. Yeah, Jubei's trapped as well, look. Okay. Calm your boots. Just go there. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright, what's this?
If you want your minions to react to a character's presence...
Oh, I know. Gold reserves. I know! Why is the money going down? Is it just costing us to exist? It may well just be costing us to exist. There we go. And now what we can do is we can delete that room. Yes. And that room gets boxed up. And this is now our gold reserve for when we finally get some gold, maybe. Who knows if we will. There's one guy. Where are the other ones? You really lost your buddies. Oh, there's your friend there. There we go. 1800. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave this one running and bring a little bit of cash in. But until next time, I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, it's a little bit of a slow start, this one, but once you've got yourself established, there's lots of really fun things to do. And I believe, from what I can tell, the second one seems to have addressed a lot of these kind of slower beginning issues. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Till the next one, be good.